All right. Wella, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I am at work and figure on my lunch break. Figured let's do a quick video talking about macros versus calories. All right. So I'm gonna break it down in the most simplest form. Which one is better? Which one is more convenient? So on. Which one reigns supreme? And at the end of the day, the real answer to it all is neither nor. Yes. Realistically, more times than not, neither of them give a shit. But what are calories? Calories are units of heat that our body uses as fuel to burn things, or for energy, thermodynamics, okay? They cannot be created, they are used and moved all around, all that fun stuff. Now, before I continue any further, I do curse a little bit. This is unedited, uncut, all the fun stuff. I'm gonna try to keep it as simple as possible. The reason why is because it's important to understand how you use them. And that is the key. Calories, counting calories, right? Do you want to spend all day counting calories? All right, let me give you a form of math. And it's all it is. It's all math. Then the next part, there's a couple variables that you have to consider. You have to, okay? You have to consider these factors. One, for every gram of protein is 4 calories. For every gram of carbs is 4 calories. For every gram of fat is 9 calories. Meaning you can have 1 gram of protein or 1 gram of carbs or both, and you get 8 calories. Saves you 1 calorie. Think about that. So you can get more for less. But are fats essential? Yes, they are. Now, macronutrients are a more rounded version of calories. So they're broken down. So you get protein, carbs, and fats. Okay? Those are your macronutrients. When you hear those terms, that's what that means. They're your general numbers. So like if you're trying to hit a range of X amount of protein, X amount of fats, X amount of carbs per day. Again, here's where it gets complicated. How active you are, your age, your health condition, your work dynamic, and then on top of that, what your goal is, okay? So you'll use any calculator, and the reason why I hate them is because they're not real. They give you 2,000 to 2,500 calorie intake based on the average person who is active, meaning not shoving a lot of shit in their mouth, daily and not tracking it. The importance of tracking either or is to give you an idea of where you are calorie consumption wise, okay? So does your age play a factor? Yes, it has to play a factor in everything you do, okay? 2, work. Are you sitting down most of the time? Are you being active most of the time? 3, how much weight are you carrying? How much fat do you have to lose? And this can vary from muscle too. Like I have X amount of muscle on me, and to sustain it requires energy. Okay, so that's why sometimes people who have muscle can eat more because they can utilize it more. Or I guess, yeah, you get the point. So when you think about macros or calories, which one's going to be easier for you to track? See, sometimes people don't want to. They don't. I'm sorry, they don't track what they drink. Hell no, they don't track what they drink. They overestimate what they're eating. More times than not, you'd probably be 75% off, 60% off, easy. You think one bite won't hurt, but how many 1 bites in a day, per week, per month are you having? On top of how many hiccups are you not accounting for? Okay, it's all math. So for some people, calories is a lot easier. I got 1,400 calories, 1,500 calories. I'm gonna consume that, okay? And that can be okay. That's perfectly fine if you want to just be general. Now, where it gets complicated again, we always have a beginning, an average, and an advanced point of either variable, either macros or calories. There's beginning, average, and then there's advanced. Beginning, just have a general number. Okay, and then what you're supposed to do is subtract a couple calories a day. They add up in the course of a week, right? So let's say you start off and you didn't lose no weight. Take away 150 calories a day, or 100, right? In the course of a week, that's an extra 700 calories in a week. That's assuming you actually stood to your plan. That's assuming that you eat the same amount and not have a hiccup or a life moment, whatever the hell you want to call it, okay? Then same with macros. Assuming you didn't eat out and get the wrong stats. Because that's the thing. People eat out a lot. Postmates, Grubhub, whatever the hell, and they assume that that's the accurate amount of macros they're consuming, the accurate amount of calories they're consuming. I'm gonna tell you this much right now. If you're not the one that's cooking it, the chances of it being accurate are very, very low. So again, if you used to eat now, and all of a sudden you're still gaining weight or not losing weight, well, how about you change that shit up? And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to change it up each week. But in order to change, you have to see where you're making your mistakes. Okay, you have to see where you're at. But people don't want to do that. That requires work. People are lazy. You know, we have apps, we have books, we have pencils, we have all these tools, and yet we still can't figure that part out. So, where do you begin? Well, I like to start people based on their life. If you're not very active and you're just starting out, start off about 1,700 calories. So this way you can fit a lot. You know, if that's easier for you to do, calories. I prefer macros because I like the general number, you know. But then again, let's factor in our goals. I like to build muscle. I like to recover. I like to perform properly. And I have an active job. So I got to make sure I'm consuming enough for all those variables. But enough to either stay in a low, decent body fat. I want to say low. I'm above average. I'll give myself credit. I'm above average when it comes to body fat, given the situations. Could I get better? Of course. Do I want to? Nah. What the fuck for? I'm human, goddammit. So at that point, you have to think about how low do you want to go. Try about how low of body fat, or what are you trying to attain? You trying to tone? For that person who wants to tone, if you don't sustain or preserve your muscle while you're losing body fat, you're gonna lose your muscle. So what does that mean? You have to feed it. You gotta feed it the right macronutrient, which is protein, not carbs. Okay? Carbs that stress the hell out of your pancreas, not fats, because that shit will add up real damn quick and it'll go around your hips and your waist and not the way you want it. That'll be the protein, the underrated macro. Okay? I've heard a lot of things that high fat can do to your body, all the negatives. I've heard all the high negatives of the carbohydrates, but I sure in the hell ain't hear the negatives of the high proteins. You know? But I would start there. For a macronutrient, start with your proteins. The rule of thumb is at least a gram per pound. You would assume that that's a lot of protein. Oh my God, I weigh 200 pounds, that's 200 grams of protein. Your ass could eat 200 to 400 grams of sugar in a fucking Starbucks coffee, but 200 grams of protein in a day is unsustainable? Come on. You're flipping me out now. Now you're pissing me off. Point is, start there. Macros will give you your general, okay? Now let's break it down a little further. We're gonna get a little complicated. See, alcohol, for every 1 gram of alcohol is 7 calories. That is also a poison in the body. Okay, that gets a little hard. Now, the reason why fiber is okay is because your body can't fully digest it. You'll end up pooping that bad boy out. But for every 1 gram of fiber, it's like 4 calories to 4 calories, I believe. I'll have to double check my math. Soluble fiber, about 1 calorie. That's why you can minus it from your overall carbohydrate intake if you're consuming calories from carbohydrates, whole foods such as oatmeal, sweet potatoes, kiwi. They all contain a good source of fiber, you know, that your body won't fully digest, but it will use as fuel, appetite control, and, you know, and gut health. We want that. We need those benefits, those nutrients. Now, calories, again, can be tedious. Have I done it? Yes, I've counted calories. In fact, I actually have old handwritten books. I prefer the handwritten stuff, not the phone app stuff, because I like to look back. You know, look at my old journals. Journalize everything. I journalize everything. Even if I fucking drink creamer in my coffee, I journalize that shit because it matters. It does. It adds up. If I underestimate 200 calories of creamer a day, sorry for the movement out here. If I underestimate that every day, then it's gonna throw me off track. Okay? But see, my thing is, I like to plan ahead. So, for either or, if counting calories, round up, take away 100 per day. Start with your 2,000. If you want to start 2,000 because of the calculators online, go for it. Then taper back 100 to 200 each week. If you still ain't showing progress, then up your cardio or your activities up a little bit before you make adjustments again. Then, after 2 weeks, take away some calories, just a little bit, and then add in some extra cardio, 5 minutes. So if you take away 100 calories a day and you add in 5 minutes cardio a day, imagine what you can do. Just those little bit of tweaks. Now for macros, same concept. You can do the math. If you're going to consume about 200 grams of protein in a day, times that by 4. That's 800 calories. You know, I always like to keep fats around 40 grams for about 35 to 40 grams for ladies, and about 45 to 50 grams for the guys. Because, you know, as long as they're your healthy fats, you're good. You get your joints healthy, you got your omega-3, 6, 9s, all the fun stuff. That's what matters. You know, start there, and then taper back. If you feel like 35 is a little easier, you're good, bam. Okay, carbohydrates, depending on how active you are. If you're a diabetic, stay around the 80 to 100. You know, especially if you're not trying to gain a lot of muscle, because otherwise you're just gonna be hurting yourself. You know, if you're trying to gain some size, that's about 100 to 150, max 200 if you're active every day. See, I train every day, and not even I eat that many carbs in a week or in a day. I consume about 80 to 120 grams of carbs a day. That's myself, you know. But I also like to carb cycle and low carb here, you know, for my high refeed days. You know, that's me. If you want more information on that, I can talk about that later. But for now, start there. Okay. If this video helped put some things in perspective for you, please like, subscribe, comment. Lets me know that I'm trying to get these out here. I'm trying to get them out. I'm trying to make time. Show me that it's worth it. All right. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and we can talk about it. So if you're catching this tonight, good night, sweet dreams. If you're catching this in the morning, well, good morning. Let's make today, tomorrow, and every account. You guys have a good one. Adios. Gotta get back to work.